Could you even imagine, like, just think about your kids for 1 minute. Like, you're having dinner, somebody comes in the house and takes your kids away and gives them to a stranger who doesn't know that they're afraid of the dark, doesn't know they hate peanut butter, doesn't know, like anything about your kid. Just imagine what that's like for them, how terrifying that has to be for them.
So many people think foster parenting, like you're getting all this money. What has been your experience in raising children in a biracial, is it biracial or interracial?
Potato.
Household.
I think the learning curve is more for me.
I do think they judge a lot when your kid's really little too. Like a baby, they're like, oh, she didn't put organic diapers on them, and I'm like, my kid's gonna shit in this.
Yes.
In this episode, we are having a powerful conversation about foster parenting and things that we might not know about interracial families. Our guest, Margo Ward, has been a foster mom, raising multiracial children. She joins us to talk about the emotional weight of foster care and how the system could better support families in need. So I'm with Margo today. She is one of my best friends. I talk to every single day. We met on the football field with so many people who have been guests of this podcast and meet in the bleachers. So her youngest son and my youngest son are the same age, and they've been playing football. Is this their 4th year together?
I think so, yeah.
4th year of football.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We're so into it. So I wanted to have Margo on because she, first of all, is hilarious, but she has been a mom in the 90s, the early 2000s, and whatever era this is now. And you've also been a foster parent, and you also have kids of all different races. So I think there's so many things to touch on right now, and you're just a great person to open this door and, be the voice on the podcast for all these new spaces, I guess.
It's a cool thing. It makes me feel, sometimes I feel like Brian keeps me really young, and sometimes I feel really old because, to your point, like, I've been having kids since the 90s.
Yeah.
Like things that I didn't worry about before that are like things now. Like
that you worry about.
Yeah. Like cell phones, kids like really were just starting to get those.
Oh yeah, that's on my list actually.
Yeah. Like that was a thing that they were just starting to get cell phones, but they weren't like the world at your fingertip phones. So like that was just the beginning of like kids not being able to escape from like their school lives and people and all of those things. Like kids would come home and you could still, like when they were little, send them out to play, call somebody to come over and play. Like we had a landline when my kids were little.
That's how I was. I was like, we'd like get the Rolodex out if you want to call your friend.
At 10 was my rule, double digits, the kids got a cell phone. But that's when I get rid of my landline. So
wait, so when do they turn 10 though? Because I gave Ridge got a cell phone. It's weird to even call it a cell phone. Ridge got an iPhone when he turned 10. It has nothing cool on it. He has like Spotify so he can listen to music, but he doesn't have like TikTok and Instagram and all those things.
Yeah, none of that even existed then.
Right. So he literally just has it in case I'm like, hey.
It was texting. Like they could have it to call and text. Like there was nothing like on it. So now I feel like the cyber stuff that you have to pay attention to and like TikTok.
Oh, dude, yeah. I made my kids watch that Manti Te'o documentary.
What is that?
Remember Manti Te'o, that football player that got catfished by that girl?
I know that story, but I didn't watch it. I didn't know there was like a whole documentary on it.
So my kids were playing Roblox, and you know how like random people can talk to you on Roblox?
Yes.
So they're like, oh, this person's like talking to me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is probably like a 45-year-old fat man in his parents' wet basement. And they're like, no, he said he's like riding the bus. And I'm like, he's probably riding a city bus, going back home to his parents' basement. Like, this is not a child. And they didn't understand that. And then I was like, okay, let's watch the Manti Te'o documentary where that football player
that's a good idea.
He met this girl online and was like dating her and like in love with her, but he never like met her.
That's wild.
She like ruined his entire career. Yeah, he like played for Notre Dame, like got like drafted into the NFL, but he would have been drafted and like had such a better career had that not been such a public humiliation.
Oh, that guts me.
Yeah,
like,
so I mean,
my mom heart can't take that.
Oh, I know, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I'm gonna totally watch that, and I'm gonna watch because again, like, well, here's the other thing. I have 3 very different. Well, I have 4 now because my first life I had 3 very different kids.
Your first life.
I always forget, like it's like having 2 families. But my Gary, he like is very online. Like his friends are online. So like when he was that age and I would be like, get up off this thing, get out of the house. I'm like, call your friends. He's like, those are my friends. Like his friends were these friends he had met through his games, like the children friends, not the creeper friends.
Right.
But like because I remember talking to my mom. Sorry, that's my work computer telling me.
Oh.
Sorry. But I remember talking to my mom and being like, I don't know what to do because I want him to go outside and play face to face with real people, but he wasn't that kind of a kid.
Yeah.
He was like the Dungeons and Dragons kid, like the LARPing kid. He was like his friends played those things with him online.
Right.
Like that was his social life. And when I took it away, I took him away from his friends.
Yeah.
Like I took all of his social interaction away. And
So if you took him to other places, did he not know how to interact though?
he didn't. No, he just didn't. He just didn't. He is, Gary's he's on the, I don't even think they call it a spectrum anymore, but very, like he was high functioning, some social interactions where you're like, okay, but kids are unkind sometimes. So
Yeah.
He interacted better in that virtual world than face to face. Like social cues are a little easier. Things are a little bit less like,
You have to work as hard.
yes, you don't have to read body language. You don't have to do those things because that's not his forte.
Yeah.
Everything's black and white when you're playing these games. Everything's like very clear, very structured. Like this is how this works. This is what this is winning. This is losing. And these people are playing these things and they get me.
Yeah.
Like those are his things. Like, and when I took them away, I took that away. And then I'd never experienced anything like that before.
Did he like freak out?
No, he didn't. He was just sad. I made him sad because I made him feel like different, or like Joey always had friends. Joey was social. Joey was like
Into sports.
yeah, super into sports. I mean, total pain in my butt. Literally.
Wait, can you tell the video story?
Oh my
We need to
gosh.
hear that. That's my favorite.
Yes.
She told me this story and I'm like, this needs a platform.
As all parents do now, right? Like you want to unplug your kids, you want them to go outside and play, and you set like screen time. And I was like, nope, we're done with video games. I'm unplugging you. You're done.
How old were they?
I think, let's see, Joey was probably 10, which would make Gary 8. They were young, but I took all their video games away, and because I was constantly fighting this battle, and we put the kids to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night to someone banging on my front door, just banging on my front door.
What time was it? Like
It was almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up to this banging and this light being shined in my window, and it scared the bejesus out of me. I opened the door and there's a policeman there, which also scared me because now, of course, what do you think? You think someone's
Someone's
dead.
dying, yeah.
Yeah, somebody's dead. Something horrible has happened. So I wake up Glenn. I'm like, Glenn, there's a policeman here. And he's like shining that bright light, that they have on there.
Yeah.
Shining it like into my house. Like it's blinding and I'm scared and it's the middle of the night. I'm not really awake. And
yeah,
he
I'm like
goes,
so disoriented.
yes, I have
no.
no idea what's happening. And he says, ma'am, do you have 2 little boys? And I said, yes. And then I got scared. And I'm like, then I thought, like, are they going to take them from me? Like, his dad and I didn't fight about custody stuff. Like, I'm like, yes, I do. He goes, do you know where they are? And I'm like, they're in bed. They're upstairs. It's like 1 a.m, dude. Yeah, they're in bed. He goes, wrong. They're with me. They're in the back of my car. I was like, what? What? How did you get my kids in the back of your car?
At 1 a.m.
And then the guy puts the light down, the one that's in the car, and the kids are just in the window like this in the back of this police car. Then he goes, we found your kids with video games and controllers. I'm like, what?
Walking around downtown Brighton.
Walking around downtown Brighton, but has all of the bars on Main Street at like 1 a.m. when bars are starting to let out and people are going home. Like, here's my little kids. And he said they walked all the way to the roundabout because that's where the streetlights stop. And it gets dark there and it gets scary there. He pulled the boys over and he asked them what they were doing and where they were going. And my kids were like, we're going to Grandma and Grandpa's house. And he's like, what are you going to do? He's like, we're going to go there and play video games because my mom said we can't play at home because we're going to be idiots. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, they said.
Was
that,
he like laughing?
Oh, he was laughing. That's when he knew that like the kids were sneaking out to play. I mean, it's really in hindsight, it's like the cutest, like innocent story of like, I called them vidiots because they were plugged. I'm like, you're going to be a vidiot if you just play games all the time. You know, like, and then the cop was like, he thought that was pretty funny. I'm happy that, you know, nothing bad happened to them.
Yeah.
As they were strolling by all the bars in the middle of the night with their video games. But we still talk about that to this day. Like, what if something happened to them? I would have gone to jail. Like, I would have gone to jail. I've been like, no, I put my kids to bed. They were in bed when I went to bed, and I woke up and they were gone. Like, and I never would have known.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like, never would have known what happened.
I mean,
to my
obviously
kids.
you'd be worried that something could have happened, but I didn't even think about the fact that like you totally would have been blamed. Like, why are your kids missing?
Exactly.
Play in your backyard.
Right. And like, not to be this person, I'm like, my big black boyfriend over here who is now my husband. And, you know, they always go with that. I mean, let's be totally real. I watch enough crime dramas. Let's be for real. They're like, oh, she wanted to get rid of her kids or their new boy. You know, like all that stuff you think like, and this is not the area where they would have been like, oh, this is normal. They're like, nope, this is nefarious. Like, you know what I mean? Like they would have thought I did something with him. Yes. Like, token black man in Brighton, my house, my 2 little white kids are missing. Like, it would have been so bad, and I never would have known what happened to them.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that. I mean, I'm thinking of...
Yeah.
Well, how old what are they, 1990?
97 was my first one, was born in 97. 97, 2000, and 03. But I remember, I grounded
97,
Joey.
2003, and then 2015.
Yeah, 2015, yeah. At that point, Joey was 18, had graduated and was grown, and Brooke was like 13, like 12, 13 when I had Brian.
I know, that's why Anthony's like, we should have a kid, and Ridge is like about to be 12.
Yep.
And Sutton's gonna be 10, and I'm like,
well, I had my tubes tied in 2003. I was like, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
I have 2 trillion kids.
I should do that.
I'm 100 years old.
How do you think your parenting style has evolved from your oldest kid to your youngest kid?
Oh, shoot.
Since they're 18 years apart.
My kids
20 years apart.
Oh, for sure.
How does
20
it evolve?
years. I'm in grandma mode. I am like grandmothering my baby because I'm like ready for grandkids. Like my kids are like, why are you Santa Claus for Brian, but you were a terrorist for us? Like plus here's the other thing. Financially, I'm in a much better position than I was when I was like 7.
Yeah.
I was really young when I had my kids, like seriously so young. So things are different. Like I couldn't afford to put 3 kids in summer camp at $300. Like it was $1,000 a week. And that was bananas then. Like I couldn't afford to do the things that I can afford to do now. Also, I like cared more about what people thought then than I do now because I've gone the full gambit. I was the youngest mom at the school, and now I'm like one of the oldest moms at the school. So when I was one of the youngest moms, I didn't have mom friends, and nobody liked me, and nobody wanted anything to do with me. They didn't take me seriously. I like tried really hard. Like my kids were always well dressed and clean and cute and had all the nice things. And now I don't even care. I'm like, do you have pants on? Sweet. Because you know how like people judge you when they don't know you. I know you know this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do think they judge a lot when your kid's really little too. Like a baby, they're like, oh, she didn't put organic diapers on them, and I'm like, my kid's gonna shit in this.
Yes. You're like, no.
In like 30 seconds. Yeah. I think it'll be okay.
Well, even when I opened the daycare when I had Brian, like I lost my mind. I quit my job. I opened a daycare. Like literally when I had Brian, I was like, I'm going to go full crazy.
You were literally having like a midlife crisis, but also like a good one.
He's fully my midlife crisis, baby, but the best ever. I was not ready because in my career, I was always trying to get to the next place, the next place, the next place. And then I would have time. And then I would be able to do things with the kids. And then we would be in this position. And it like, by the time it happened, they were grown. And I missed it. And like, that's something that like, that's where my mom guilt is at. Like, oh,
he probably doesn't see it like that though.
He doesn't see
He's
it like that.
He's probably cool, you spoiled Brian, but like whatever, I get it.
Right. Oh, but for sure, Brian, I completely grandma Brian. I'm like in grandma mode for Brian. I have no rules now.
What's something that you wish you didn't stress about as a younger mom? Like, obviously probably the judgment.
Like literally, I made my kids read the Emily Post Book of Etiquette.
What?
Emily Post Book of Etiquette. I made my kids read that.
They read it? Do you have a copy? Because I'll do that the next time they're grounded. Can I get it when I leave?
100%, yes.
No, I made mine do an etiquette school. They had to like log in. First of all, it was like, it's like a Zoom, but it's like recorded, and it's like a 7-day thing. But it's only like 45 minutes. It's not that long.
Yeah.
But they were buttholes one time, and I was like, y'all are going to take these classes. So I made them do it, and of course they're like thinking they're about to die. It's so horrible, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sut thought it was live, so the guy's like, hey there, and Sut's like, hey.
No, I love it.
But you know, it's so Sut.
Yes,
like
100%. 100%.
Ridge is like, you idiot. This is not. He's not there.
real
Yeah.
time.
So it's like, hello, here, yes, here.
Present. Yeah. Well,
No,
Joey's
read the book because the book will be more boring.
Yes.
I was growing up in the 90s,
Yeah.
and in the summer, my mom made us do these like book reports. There's no way that we read a single book. Like, first of all, I know my brother didn't read shit, but I also didn't because I was like,
Yeah.
books were boring then. Like,
Yeah.
there was no like cool kid book. She's like, here's the Little House on the Prairie. It's like 9,000
stop.
pages.
I
Like,
love books, and I'll read anything,
I love
but I have
books.
never read any required reading ever.
I feel like we just wrote the stuff and we were like, yep, we're done. But she didn't read the book, so she didn't know
Right,
what
she's
it
like,
said.
whatever, you did the thing.
Yeah.
She's like, it was inconvenient for you, and I got my point across. That was the goal there.
No, it was not a punishment. It was just to check it off. It was like a chore.
It's so much easier now because Brooke is so much more helpful than
Right.
my husband was when my kids were little. Like,
Right.
it was always me by myself with 3 little kids. Now, when I had Brian, everybody wanted to eat him up. Brooke wanted to help me with everything. Like, he brought our family closer together because they were big. And, you know, they're, like, starting to be, like, teenagers go away and, like, not talk to you anymore and, like, do all the things. But when Brian came, everybody wanted to see him do things for the first time. Everyone wanted to
Yeah.
see Brian's first Christmas and first steps. And they wanted to see him taste a lemon and, you know, all the things you do to your kids. He and Brooke are inseparable best friends.
Yeah.
Like, they have sibling sleepovers.
At my house.
Yes, at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will stew sit and have a sibling sleepover.
Yeah. What has been your experience in raising children in a biracial, is it biracial or interracial
Potato.
household?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think the learning curve is more for me. I mean, Glenn
Like,
and
the
I
kids are
parent
just
very
like, whatever,
differently.
who cares?
Yeah. My kids see like, if I didn't tell them they were different, they wouldn't know they were different. Like,
Right.
Because they don't know. They're just like, this is my brother, this is my sister, and they are like this. So, but for me, I very much went into it the same way. And that's kind of like my ignorance, right? And I didn't realize there was going to be such a difference because all my kids are my kids. And all
You're
my
going to
kids
love
are
them all the same, but you
Yes.
know that they're all going to face different things.
Yes.
That
And
you weren't ready for.
Brooke faced it very early on. Also, like, silly things like hair. I say silly. It is not silly. Hair is super important. And I was very ignorant. And I have this beautiful little girl. And Glenn literally still gets aggravated. Like, he'll look at baby pictures of Brooke and he'll be like, I still get mad at you when I see these. I didn't
For the
know what
hair?
I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was doing a good job.
What'd you
And
do?
I didn't have all the products that I needed to smooth her hair when I did it. Like, I would put it in these puff
Why didn't he
puffs,
do it?
And they're darling. Because he's a man. And Brooke, like, at the time.
But he probably would know better than you.
Oh, for sure. Well, and that's the other thing. Like, so then he would take, when he had Brooke, because we weren't, like, really together then. We had our moments where, you know.
And
so
now
he
you're
would-
married, yeah.
Yeah, you lucky bastard. But, yeah, so he would have Brooke on his weekend. She'd come home and her hair would be, like, way different than when I would do it. And I would be
Was
like.
it good, though?
Yeah, it was good.
He
was
did
like-
it good? He didn't
well, no,
just
his mom
neglect
did
it?
it. Let's be perfect. No, his mom and his sister did her hair. But I didn't know.
But now you can, like, watch a YouTube video.
Oh, girl. Yeah. I can do box braids. I can do crochet braids. I've done
You can?
feed-ins. Yeah.
I'm coming over.
I can do all of this stuff. But I learned, unfortunately for Brooke, and if you see this, I'm really sorry.
She's
I'm-
really sorry that she sucked at doing her hair.
I learned on one of my foster daughters.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had more access to like YouTube tutorials, things like
Yeah,
that,
'cause,
than
like-
I had when Brooke was little.
Yeah.
So
Brooke had white girl mom hair.
yeah, she did, and I see him now. And if anybody else sees this, I see you at school now. I understand. I feel your pain. I can help you. I see little girls, and I'm like, her mom's white
Her mom's white.
for sure. I can see it because here's the thing. Like, I think she doesn't need product in her hair. Her natural hair is great. I loved her natural. We're gonna embrace it. How, like, totally my ignorance. Like, their hair doesn't produce the same moisture or oils like our hair does, so it gets dry and brittle and it'll break. And I was just like in this perpetual cycle of like not taking good care of her hair, you know. And these are things, or this is such a terrible
Dude, you
story.
should totally host a class.
I like learned so much, and now I know like products that are good and how you can do like the curly hair and like I've learned so much. So, but in the beginning I didn't know, and I was like, no, you don't have to do that. I love her natural hair. Like I'm proving something to somebody, and I was just an idiot. And I did her a disservice by doing that. And now I understand this. So even natural hair has to have products, and it has to be taken care of. Like you just can't let her just go out willy-nilly with her hair, right? Or this is a horrible story, but my boys were like, they're boys, right? They climb on things, they swing from stuff. I'm like, oh, you little monkeys. Like I said it all the time. Brooke was swinging from the bunk bed, and I called her a monkey, and Glenn went ham. Like he was like, you cannot. I'm like, why? I like genuinely,
like totally, absolutely,
sincerely did not understand, because.
But you're like, why would I say something like that to my own kid, like, and mean it in like a horrible way?
Like he had to like break it down to me real slow, because again, I don't know if I grew up in a bubble. It was not a thing I
like. You're saying things that you don't realize are yeah.
So I was like, oh, you little monkey, get over here. And like Glenn was like, you can't do that. And I was like, and here's me like running back. I'm like, I probably said that in public. I probably because I said it to all of them. Yeah. But I can't say it to her. Like just things like that. Like I didn't know or understand, or people always assumed she was adopted, and asked, like one person asked me how long I had her, and I didn't, it was on a field trip, and I thought she meant like she didn't even notice her on the field trip. I was like, oh, she's been with me the whole time. She goes, oh, you're so lucky. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's been great. And as I got home, I realized she was asking me if I had her from birth.
Did you specify?
No, because what do I go back and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I told you I adopted her, but I didn't. Like, I didn't even know who this person, she was a teacher, but I didn't know who she was. She was just like at the field trip. But I went home and I thought, I just told this lady I adopted my kid. Like, did not register that she was asking me, oh, how long have you had her? You're so lucky, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I've had her. She's been there with me the whole time. It's like, so dumb. I did not know she was asking me that. So like,
right, but I think sometimes people take that as like, oh, like you're ignorant, but it's like you're really kind of innocent though. Like you're just being innocent, and like
I was 23 when I had Brooke. I was so young.
Wait, do people ever say anything about like you and Glenn? Like they don't realize you guys are together?
Well, now our family is so fun because people try to figure us out now, because I have Joey, Gary, and Brooke, and then I have Brian, and I have Glenn. So they don't match. So I've got Brooke and then Brian, and people are always trying to figure out the timeline. Like, how did this kid get here and this kid?
Yeah, if you guys
like, well, people assume that Brooke is my stepdaughter all of the time now because I have Brian. Yeah. So now they assume Brooke is my stepdaughter and Brian is Glenn's stepson. So like we just have like a weird, funny dynamic of like people trying to figure us out.
How do you approach conversations about race, identity, or culture at home? I feel like you're so good at this.
Well, here's the thing. We are a very open-minded household. Like, I love everybody.
You literally bring everyone in.
Everyone is welcome.
If there's like roadkill on the side of the road that's possibly breathing, it goes to Margo.
You come to me.
If I text Margo and I'm like, dude, I am having a day, she's like, okay, I'll go get your kids. Do you need me to like send you a pizza? A cleaning lady? Like what? The best.
But because who hasn't been there? Who hasn't been there with no support system? Like I have a family. My family loves me and they would do anything for me. But you know what I mean? Like, when you're not going to go to somebody and ask for help, you're just not. I was a single mom for a really long time, and you just get used to being the one. So, like,
so do you think you kind of go into it just as like more actions speak louder than words? Like this is just what we do, instead of sitting down and being like, this is how we treat people. You know what I mean? It's probably such an unwritten rule though too in your household, because it's like, why do we need to talk about color and
because
whatever, because it's already here and we all love each other.
Exactly. It never comes up in our house. Like it does.
I mean, it doesn't in ours either, but
it does. Well, and here's what I love the most about our group of people, like our circle, our like football family, our friend family. It doesn't come up to any of them because nobody sees it, but anybody in our group would have our back, would have Glenn's back, would have Brooke's back, would like fight for us. The world is a really big place, and there's room for everybody to be who they are. Like, we're not going to run out of room. So it's okay if there's like 10 billion different people, different colors, different, like, it doesn't matter. It's a big world, and we give people grace, and there's room for everybody to be who they are.
That's what I tell my kids. Because like when they're starting to like learn about gay or trans or whatever it is, I'm like, well, some people don't like cheese, and I like cheese.
Yeah, like
So
our
I said,
house is always a safe place. Like,
yeah, like I'm
and
like, let somebody do what they do.
And
they're just curious.
yes.
And just like
And that's
as
what we
long as they're
saw.
good people, what do you care what they do?
Exactly. And it's like, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, people are different. They're different. They believe this way. You believe this way, but we don't care. We still love them.
Yeah. And like, you're weird and I'm weird.
Yeah. Listen.
They probably think we're really
I'm
weird.
super weird. The world is scary. And when you're already different, if you don't feel like you have someplace safe, or you have like, what a horrible feeling. Like, some people just want to have someplace to go.
Right.
Like, they don't want to feel like they're ostracized for something.
Or
That's
like inconveniencing you.
Yeah, never will you ever. But we talk about those things like, maybe, honestly, maybe I'm not good at it. Maybe I need to do more of it, because one of my kids has no idea.
What do you mean?
Brian.
What do you mean he doesn't know?
He genuinely, I think, does not know the difference between black and white. Like, he absolutely does not know.
I know. I feel like there is like a weird like dynamic
Yes.
to it, because it's like, okay, if you say everybody the same, but then you also have to see,
Yes.
like when you were talking about Glenn with the monkey thing, it's
Yep.
like you have to
Yeah.
see,
Yes.
you have to see everybody as equal, but then you also have to respect things
Yes.
that you would never understand. Or
Yes,
think
because
of.
in our house it's safe to like, because we are all the same. Like, we never did like half step, nothing, never, not ever.
Yeah.
And it was actually never even a thing. And I was super blessed in that, you know, obviously I'm divorced. Maybe that wasn't obvious. I don't know. But I'm divorced. And my ex-husband, I was so fortunate that one of the reasons we've been successful the way that we are is that they fully embraced my family. Like, he and his parents both love my kids. All of them.
That's
like
good.
his kids, Brooke, everything. My kids were never separated.
That's awesome.
So when he would take the kids for the weekend, he took the boys and Brooke.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. He took them to his
Glenn
parents.
was down?
Yeah, because we didn't want to separate the kids. Like, we all fought really. Kids aren't weapons, right?
Right.
Like, my mom always said that, and when we were having fights, she would always say, "Put down your weapons and step back for a second. Put down your weapons. What is your goal? How do you get there?" So we would always like put our weapons down and like, okay, we all love the kids. And you don't have to like me. It's cool. Some people don't. Your loss. But if you love my kids, what do I care? Like, the more people who love your kids, the better. Like, you don't have to like me, but if they're safe with you and you love
Yeah.
them. So
I love that you sent Brooke. So they were all
yeah,
together?
so they all went together. So Joey and Gary's grandparents are Brooke's grandparents, and they have absolutely no biological connection whatsoever, but they were so wonderful. And my ex-husband too, like, they took all of the kids on his weekends, and we obviously had all of the kids on our weekends. So like, our kids, our family doesn't know.
It's not
that.
separated,
Never.
like, ever.
Never, ever. From like day one. I had absolutely no business saying that. Like, who
Right,
gets
but at
to
the
say
same
that?
time, at least he's like responsible enough to like send them.
Yeah, like, I had no business saying you will love all of my kids.
You
Obviously,
will
he didn't have
take
to
this
take
kid
them.
that's not yours.
Well, they obviously didn't have to take them, but
I mean, I'm sure Brooke was so easy to take though.
they love her so much.
They're like, she's the easiest one.
And it was so good for them, I think, too, like, to experience that and embrace it, because I think maybe they weren't as open-minded until
Yeah.
they were, you know.
They had to be.
Yes.
So what inspired you to become a foster parent? Were you with Glenn at this time, or were you solo?
No, I was single. I was solo. I was...
You were at church.
Yes, I was at church.
They discussed it.
And they said that there was a need in our area for foster parents, that there were children in need. And I was like, cool, I'm home. I will be like Mother Goose. And I was in my granola phase of life. I'm like, I'll do this. I have plenty of room and all the love in the world to give. And basically, Brian is an only child, so it would be really great for all of us to like kind of expand our horizons a little bit. And
yeah, and like experience it together.
yes, I can't stand the thought of a child struggling in any capacity.
No, I know. I can't
at
either.
all. I did all of the things. I became a foster parent.
How long
brought
is
my
the
first
class?
one in. It's not even like I don't know. It's not even that long.
Well, they
It's
just do like a
3
background
days.
check?
Yeah,
Oh.
they do background checks. They go through like your finances to make sure like you're stable and you're
I
like,
think so many people think foster parenting like you're getting all this money.
there's $0 in finance in foster parenting.
Unless
like,
you have someone that has like serious
yes,
problems,
if you have
right?
extreme special needs, then yes, they have different ranges of
Financial aid or something.
yes for those kids.
Do most of them
Otherwise-
have issues?
Yeah, I mean it's a.
Is that kind of something you didn't expect?
I don't know that I understood the extent of it. Because you do ongoing education, right? Like you continue to take classes every year. You're required to keep your license to continue educating. So I did a lot of like trauma-based parenting, like attachment disorders, things like that. And it's shocking and just heartbreaking how many of these kids suffer from that. And of course you'd suffer from trauma. Could you even imagine, like, just think about your kids for 1 minute. Like you're having dinner, somebody comes in the house and like takes your kids away and gives them to a stranger who doesn't know that they're afraid of the dark, doesn't know they hate peanut butter, doesn't know, like anything about your kid. And you know your kid, and just imagine what that's like for them, how terrifying that has to be for them. Like, yes, here's the thing. Kids are always like relieved and you bond to these children, but at the end of the day, kids want their parents.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't
No
matter
matter how
what
messed up they
happens.
are.
It doesn't matter. They want their parents. And that's your goal in foster parenting, is reunification. So that sometimes means you have to find ways to work with people that are very different from you or see things differently from you.
Or
But
difficult to work with?
yes. I think of all the kids that I've had, only one family doesn't talk to us anymore. It just did not like
How
me.
many foster kids have you had?
13 in 3 years.
That is
13
so
kids.
many?
So many. The only control they have left, and a lot of times, like, they will try to get the kids moved from your house because they'll come up with things that, like, oh, she did this, or, I mean, they'll
How do they
accuse
know?
you of a million things. They don't, but they'll accuse you of a million things because they want to, like, they have no control over what happens to their kids, but they can make accusations and they'll move your kids. So that's some control.
Yeah, but you're also like, I'm
But-
trying to get you your kid back.
Yes, and not all and let's be honest, not all foster parents are created equal. I'm not a great one, but like I'm a human, but they're not all created equal. So, you might move your kids from my house to somebody else's house, and you might have
Made a
thought better
horrible
of it later.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't know. I understand, but your kids are safe with me. Like,
Yeah.
I will take very good care of your kids and I love them. It's not always the same everywhere, right? Some people try to be good and try to do good things and get overstimulated or short tempered. Like,
Especially if there's like challenges involved that they're not used
and
to
if
either.
exactly. Like, these kids don't understand. And they test you too. Like, what does a kid do when they're mad? They test you. And what is a kid who doesn't have control and doesn't know you, isn't bonded to you? Like, they're going to flip out from time. They're going to flip out. They're going
What
to
was
flip
the
out.
hardest one you had?
I did an emergency respite for a little one. I say little, but probably 10. And he was literally, he would hit me and kick me and throw things at me and swear at me. Hurt people hurt people. I know you've heard me say that before, but like, he was very angry to be with me. And sometimes things don't work out the way they think they're going to be adopted by this family. They think they're going to be home. Like, in foster parenting, sometimes foster parents burn out and then they're like, I need a break. So then that child comes to my house or to some other respite's house, right?
Yeah.
Because you need a mental health break. And
Well,
you
and you
deserve
don't know
that.
how long you're going to have that.
Yes.
Like
you
how
don't.
long? What's
they
the-
always say it's going to be 30 days, but nothing.
30?
Yeah. They always say it's going to be that. Like,
But how long is it typically? What's the longest one you've had?
2 years.
What was like the most?
But that's a typical turnaround time.
2 years is the majority that you've
Like,
had?
I would say maybe 18 months is normal, because here's the thing. They go to court the first time and they hear what the problem is. And they're like, okay, great. They go to court the next time and they're like, okay, this is what you need to do. And this is like
They
every
start the
90
plan,
days.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
start the
annoying.
plan. So now you're like 90 days in, and then in 90 more days, they're
do
like,
you think that
hey.
like, do you think the kids get more messed up because of how shitty the system is?
Yes, because the system is built around parents' rights and not what's best for the children.
But even if it is parent rights, why don't you go in the first court date and say, this is the plan.
Yes.
Give me the juice.
Yes.
Give me the dirt. get the plan,
Yes,
and then move forward instead of waiting 90 days in between before you take action.
And then
you've now made this kid have anxiety for 90 days, regardless if he's with the best parents on earth.
It doesn't even matter.
Best family.
They don't want to be with their grandparents for that long.
Like,
you know
that's
what I mean?
just a big disruption.
It's terrible. And then at the end of the day, they probably go back to something very similar to what they had before.
Changed.
Yeah, and sometimes some parents are super cooperative and they're on it and they'll do anything and they do it before they're asked and they ask for earlier court dates. But most of the time, it's parents who don't trust the system, don't like the system, and don't have support. And then you'll go to that next appointment. They're like, "Hey, have you gotten a job? Have you made progress? Do you have a stable housing?" And the answer is no. So they have 90 more days. And you go back and you're like, "What about now?" They're like, "Well, I got a job, but I lost it. I'm still looking, no housing." And that goes on forever.
So they need much better systems in place.
They do. They need more support. Sometimes it doesn't always warrant I know nothing, but it doesn't always warrant removing the kids. Like, maybe you can help them together along the way, or maybe reunification could happen a little earlier, or maybe when reunification is not going to happen, just cut bait. Like it's not gonna work. Like, if they're just playing the system, and it happens so many times, they just want
you've
control.
done your 3 different ones. Like, you're out.
Yeah, they understand. They know how to play the system. Like, they still want to be able to have say and see the kids, but they don't want to do any of the work involved in getting them back. But
the thing that's too is the people who are doing that are only doing it so they can say, "I'm trying," but the court's not. They're not doing it for the kid.
No, they're not, because
they're doing
it would be done by now.
ego.
Please know that if you took my child out of my house by tomorrow, I would have
$1 million tomorrow.
Yes, complete insanity. But they learn that they get to see their kids every week. They get to do the thing.
They get to tell everybody that they're trying.
And then they get to go live a life where they're
not responsible.
Yes.
And they get to also not take the blame for not getting the kid back because the court did it.
But they can make me do the things that they want. They're like, "Oh, she has to do this, or she's not doing this, or she's not doing this for my kid."
And then you got to explain the kid too, "Hey, yeah, your parents still trying."
Yes. And I will say, all of the kids I had did go home, and I am in touch with
every single one of them went home.
All of them but one. All of them but one went home. And I'm still in touch with all of them but the one who hated me. She hated me. And she was the only one I ever had. Because, literally you'd have to wake up and choose violence to make me have words with you. And she's the only one that I had words with. Yeah, well, listen. He has a gift. The man has a gift. And we can make each other crazy. But you'd literally have to come at me and punch me in the face to make me, go ham at you. And she
I'll go ham way quicker than that.
Yeah, she did. She pushed my...
She ain't coming to my house.
Yeah, no, listen. And they just sat there and listened to us yelling at each other, which I am not proud of. But
you yelled?
I did. I was absolutely unacceptable. I did.
Did the kid hate you?
Yeah, well, no, she didn't, but she knew how to manipulate situations. She was a teenager. She was 12. She was a tween. And how much does it suck to be 12 anyway? You know what I mean?
Sucks to be 12.
It sucks to be 12. So it sucks to be 12, and then if your mom is no, she's terrible and she needs to do this for you, and then you come home with me and you're you need to do this for me. I'm not giving you that.
Yeah.
I'm not giving that to you. Absolutely unacceptable.
What advice would you give to moms who are raising teens right now?
Oh.
Because I'm going to listen to this.
Listen, I'm going to give advice that my mom gave me. My mom... because I was I was the teen of all teens. But if you can walk away, walk away. If you can pretend not to hear something, don't hear it. And my mom always told me, you can think anything you want. Do not let me hear it. So that helped me. So, again, I still said the things and I was but I was mouthy as hell. I was mouthy. And I would go toe-to-toe with my mom, but my mom did a good job of pretending not to hear me say things that were going to get me killed.
Actually, that does make sense because I feel at that age, you say things that you don't mean.
Yes, and you don't have control of it.
If you absorb it and respond to it, then you're just going to create a lot more fights.
It's just going to escalate.
Yeah.
And I remember being so emotional about so many things that
it made no sense.
No sense. I even remember one time thinking to myself, "The hell is wrong with me? Why am I so mad?" And I didn't even know, and that pissed me off. I was pissed that I was pissed and didn't know why. So my mom did a good job of pretending she didn't hear me.
Disconnect.
Yeah.
Settle,
She's
and then address
yes. Yes, so important.
instead of just blowing up.
And then come, and I know it's hard because sometimes you just want to hit the reset button, but I think if I've learned anything, I did a better job of this with Brooke than maybe the boys. Also, boys don't talk as much, but with Brooke, I would be like, hey, let me know if you want to talk about that. Like, you can tell me anything you want, or I would tell her things that, like, you don't even have to say anything, but I will tell you, I understand this feeling, and these are the things that I felt, and this is what it made me do. I don't want you to one-up her or be like, listen, I've been there. That doesn't help because she's never been there.
Right.
You know, they've never been there, and they don't understand. Like, even right now with Brian, I think to myself, I'm like, could we be creeping up on, like, hormones and things? Because his mood swings, for a pretty level kid, his mood swings have swung like a pendulum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, do you want to talk about that? Or you just need a minute? And he's good about being like, he's like, I need a minute. And he'll come back and he'll be like, I'm really sorry I was disrespectful. Or I'm really sorry. Like, he did something mean to one of his friends. And he thought it was funny. It wasn't nice.
Yeah.
And then I talked to him, I'm like, hey, did you do this? And did you understand that this is what that sounded like to them? Like, this is what they heard you say. And he felt terrible.
Yeah.
And he called and he was like, I'm really sorry. Can I talk to him? I didn't mean that. Like, they need a minute, but you can't, when you're at a 10, somebody cannot get in your face at a 10. So when you can walk away, walk away. If you can talk to them in a place of, like, later. My mom, this is another thing my mom always did. She'd put us in the car. She'd get us in the car and you can talk in the car. Like, it's not like, let's talk, or it's not coming in your room and, like, starting a conversation. Like, we'd be in the car. She'd be like, you want to go to the Dairy Queen? Hell yeah, I want to go to the Dairy Queen. Of course I want to go to Dairy Queen. So we'd be in the Dairy Queen and she'd be like on our way and she'd just talk to us about things. Like, she would get us in the car. She always told me that when I was struggling, I had a really hard time with Joey when he turned 14 and he turned into a Teenage Mutant Ninja teenager. And I did not know what was happening because nothing was wrong. But he was always mad and he hated me. And I would cry. I'm like, I don't
What am I
understand.
doing in your life? Yeah.
You know, my mom's like, get him in the car. Get him in the car. And I would throw him in the car and he would talk to me. He'd talk to me about school and his friends and he would just talk and I would just listen. And, like, you don't have to always have something to say, but at least you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, the car is neutralizing. And it's such a weird thing because all of my kids do it. All my kids word vomit in the car. Like, they'll sit in the car and we'll be chatting and I just listen.
And you're not like sometimes face to face.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need direct eye contact all the time.
That's a good idea.
It helps a lot because anytime you can disarm something and make it feel less aggressive, you know, because everything feels aggressive to them. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. I love my relationship with Brooke. I love that I am a safe place for her always. Even if I don't love what she has to say, she will come to me.
I think sometimes for me too, so like we'll take the dogs for walks, and sometimes if something's bothering me, I tell them, like as if like they would tell me.
Yes.
So then they kind of know like, oh, it's not like a
It's
troubled
neutral.
thing. I'm just like, oh, I hated that. Like they said this and it just like irritated me and like that like made me feel bad or that like wrecked my day because then I had it like I try to say it from my side, which is completely different shit. It's probably so boring to them, but then they see like, oh, it's normal and like she tells us and we tell her instead of them coming.
It's dialogue. So like if you're walking I know it sounds dumb, but you're not making direct eye contact. You're walking the dog and chatting. Maybe you'll look at each other and chat.
And like pick up a turd, you know.
Yes. It's so benign and safe. And then they'll think about it later. Like, but when you come at things like we need to talk about this or you know what, get yourself together and then we're going to talk. That's so they're ready. They're like putting that wall up and they're waiting, you know, and I don't want that with you.
Well, that's not productive or supportive.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for just, educating us on all of those things, really. I mean, I think it is, the interracial families are so common now, and I feel like people all over the place are just going to resonate with that. So I love that you shared all that with us, and I love all the fostering information and just like your mom advice. I mean, from having kids from all ages and all decades and generations. I think it's great advice.
It's so funny how things change over the years, but some things never change. Some things are like challenges, but moms are moms, like generation to generation. And my mom always had great advice. So thank you for inviting me to chat about it and
it was fun.
share.
I hope today's episode gave you something real to hold on to, because love isn't enough without understanding. Learning matters, showing up matters, and accepting not just people but other perspectives is huge. Margo has given me a ton of great resources that I'm going to list in the show notes. A lot of these resources are information regarding fostering and also trauma-informed parenting. I love that she provided several free online classes that are all about trauma in childhood and how we can best understand and support children who are impacted by trauma. I also requested her to give a couple tutorials on how to do hair. So mamas, if you are struggling to help your child really embrace her beauty and culture, check out these tutorials and they should help you out. If you have any questions and you want me to connect you with Margo, please reach out to me and I will get you in touch with her for any questions. She's an open book on just helping you get through anything if you're considering fostering or any of these issues that we talked about. She is an incredible person that will just give you the best advice. If you can find her on Instagram at ward.margo. Again, I can't guarantee that we said everything perfectly politically correct in this conversation, but just know that everything that we said was out of love and understanding. The whole purpose of this conversation was really to just help us not be ignorant in situations that we are not familiar with and not say stupid things. Again, my last favor is to like, share, subscribe, send this to someone that you know, give us a 5-star, give us a review, give me your feedback. I love getting personal feedback from people on what episodes have really touched them and what they're thinking and how they're perceiving this entire podcast. Again, I'm Brittany Racine with Mike It Loud, and we'll see you next week.